The Oklahoma Sooners went 6-7 last year under head coach Brent Venables. Pretty disappointing year for them. I think they had a lot higher expectations than that, but the offense just collapsed. Terrible wide receiver play, really bad offensive line play, bad quarterback play, though I do think a lot of that was because he had no weapons and no time. But now they've looked to revamp the offense. Deion Burks should be back healthy. They expect big things from him. They bring Jaden Ott, the running back in from Cal, who only had 385 yards and 4 touchdowns last year. But that's because he struggled with an ankle injury for most of the year. He's a joy to watch. He's very talented, can produce both in the passing and rushing game. And then the crown jewel of their transfer class, Josh Pates, Heisman winner. John Mateer is transferring in from Washington State. He had 3,100 yards and 29 touchdowns with 7 interceptions last year. And then had 15 rushing touchdowns on top of it, because why not? Absolute gamer, competitor, great at extending plays, designed runs. Isn't the most advanced passer, but that wasn't necessarily a need from him last year, if that makes sense. They didn't necessarily play the toughest schedule at Washington State, so he just kind of feasted. With that being said, how do y'all expect the transition to the SEC to go for him? Do y'all expect big things from him? Do you agree with him being a Heisman contender? What's y'all's overall feels about John Mateer?
I expect it to go very well if they can figure out that wide receiver room, which they were not able to do last year. Injuries sidelined, I think, 2 or 3 guys for a lot of the season. So if they can figure that out, and then I really like the pairing of Jaden Ott with Mateer just because of the way Mateer is able to use his legs. He was responsible for more touchdowns last year than Cam Ward. So he didn't have quite the same passing season that Ward did, but the threat he brings with his legs puts him on a similar level of production totals-wise. So I will be interested to see. It is Josh Pate's favorite to win the Heisman, or his pick to win the Heisman. So after he said that, I started looking into it a lot more. I like John Mateer a lot. I'm excited to see what he looks like this year at Oklahoma, to see can they repeat that same defense from last year. They bring back Grayson Halton, the defensive interior, had 5 sacks last year. They bring back, is that R. Mason Thomas?
That's his name, R. Mason Thomas.
R. Mason Thomas, defensive end, 9 sacks last year, 88 pass rush grade. So they bring back some good defensive linemen to try and repeat that defense. And under Brent Venables, I kind of expect him to get that done. So the question is, can they make it work on offense? And I think Mateer is going to have a very good season. I expect him to be able to do some special stuff this year.